Stepping on to your mat towards the back edge, come into child pose. So bringing yourself down onto your shins, press your hips back over your heels. Breath of Fire is the signature Kundalini Yoga pranayama that aids in energizing by increasing the oxygen uptake and also strengthening the breathing and abdominal muscles. It's dynamic and therefore not advised during pregnancy or menstruation. The breathing is in and out through the nostrils with inhale and exhale even in length and emphasis. It's important to find a pace where you feel you are getting breath. If you start to feel lightheaded, you may be focusing too much on the exhale and need to emphasize the inhale to feed the lungs. However, lightheadedness is also a natural side effect of changing your breathing, particularly in such a dynamic way. So always trust the longer journey and take your time with these changes of breathing. They are more profound than you may initially realize. I often teach Breath of Fire like a train gaining speed, starting out slowly to get the precision of the diaphragm movement and the balance of inhale to exhale, then slowly increasing the speed and continuing to check that the inhale and exhale are balanced with one another and that you feel balanced as well. Find a speed you can commit to and then stay with it for about a minute. At the end, inhale and suspend the breath briefly, and then pause in stillness to become aware of the effects of what you've just done. Personally, this breath was part of rehabilitating me from extreme allergies that had led to allergy-induced asthma. By persisting through all the snot with many boxes of tissues, over time, Breath of Fire was a huge part of my cure. And when allergy season would roll around and my system would threaten to seize up, Breath of Fire was my go-to to keep my sinuses and lungs cleared and my energy from dipping into exhaustion. Giving yourself another breath here, use your exhale to transition into table pose. Spread your fingers out on the ground as you bring your hands under broad shoulders and your knees under your front hips. So lifting one or both wrists and thumbs to stretch where the fingers connect to the palms. Next time that you inhale, roll into cow pose. Check that your hands are in a good place to clear your shoulders from your neck. And then as you exhale, roll into cat pose from your tailbone up to your head, arching your back up towards the sky. Double checking that your knees are aligned under front hips. You can't really see your feet. Taking some time here to roll between cat and cow with your pace of breathing. So inhaling as you let your torso open towards the ground, and exhaling as you arch your back up towards the sky, leading from your tailbone and rolling upwards, keeping the back of your neck long, particularly on the inhale. Open through the base of your fingers and through your shins. And this next time that you roll into cow pose, pause here, adjusting as you need to. And we're going to add Breath of Fire into this posture. As you continue and you find your rhythm, mentally add the mantra Sat Nam to your breathing. In your mind, inhaling Sat and exhaling Nam. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Whatever the pace of your breathing is, even if you're doing long, deep breathing. See if you can mentally add that mantra in, which means that you're naming Nam, your truth, Sat or Satya. Press the ground away and roll your way into cat pose, keeping the breath of fire going. So pressing down through your shins and through the base of your fingers. Use that pressure down to arch your back up. I'm going to come back to table, and as you do, take a breath in and suspend the inhale. Once you've breathed in fully, pause, and if it's appropriate for you, engage Mula Bandha, root lock, by squeezing anus, sex organ, and navel in and up. Close your eyes if they're open and take your gaze towards your third eye point, staying present with a suspended inhale, just until the point where you need to let go, so you're not struggling. When you let the breath out, release root lock and press your way back into extended child. Use your hands to help you lengthen your low back, pushing the ground away. Let your head release down and take in what you've just done. Integrate that. Notice your breathing after that practice of breath of fire. Eventually, with practice, you'll find that you have about 2 to 3 breaths per second with breath of fire. However, it's important that you start with a place where you feel balanced and can sustain that and build it over time. And let your next inhale uncurl you, bring you up. Use the lift of the in-breath to come upright, lengthen your arms out to the sides, up overhead as you breathe in, and then as you exhale, bring your palms together down along your midline and acknowledge yourself for showing up on the mat, for breathing and being present with yourself. Namaste.